Hello, everyone. Are you ready to do your speak out exercises? My name is Samantha Allenderry. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. I'm here to help you get your speak out home practice out of the way. Today is one of my favorite days. Can you guess what? Well, it's actually not today, it's the 24th. Does anybody know what September 24th is? All right, well, let me show you. Let me have you read this with intent. National Punctuation Day. Some of you might not know that I have a degree in English. I was going years ago, I thought I was going to be an English teacher. That's what I thought I would be doing. And then I needed a minor. And since I had grown up with a speech disorder and was born with a cleft palate, I went and took some classes in speech pathology. I needed a minor, so I did that. But I really loved it. And then I went on and got my master's. But September 24th is National Punctuation Day, so we're going to have some fun today. But first, we're going to get our speak out exercises, the first ones, out of the way. Let's go ahead and take a sip of water with intent, and then we'll get started. I am also going to share another charity tip with you as you are looking at different charities and thinking about supporting their efforts. I've been giving you a tip every day, and today I have a different one that I'll share with you after the cognitive exercise. But let's go ahead and start with the first speak out exercise, the warm-up. It is very important that we are not producing these like chants. May, me, my. No, we want them to be more colorful, so I want you to lift the voice and project it forward. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Again. May, me, even though it's a whole sequence, you're thinking of it like they are separate syllables. So you're really thinking about projecting each one forward, but you are connecting them. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Don't trail off at the end. Let's do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. Good. On a scale of 1 to 10, I want you working at an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's all take a sip of water with intent. If you're new to the program, intent means to focus, concentrate, be purposeful. Say it like you mean it, or take that sip of water like you mean it. Be intentional. Activate the motor system that is not as dependent on dopamine. Now we're going to move to speak out exercise number 2, the ahs. Deliberately, purposefully, open that mouth wide and project the ah forward. Here we go. Ah. Good. Keep it strong all the way through. Let's do it again. Imagine that ah flying over the tennis net. Don't let it fall. Ready? Good. Don't worry if you can't hold it for as long as I'm holding it, which is about 10 seconds. I would much rather have a nice strong ah for 2 or 3 seconds than for you to hold it longer than maybe you should. We don't want to squeeze the sound out. That is not good. Let's do another ah. Ah. Let's do a 5-second ah. Ah. Good. We're done with the ahs. Let's take a sip of water with intent, and then we will move on to the glides. Speak out exercise number 3 is the glides. We're going to project an ah forward, always in front of us, and then slowly glide up. Here we go. Ah. Stop. Close your mouth. Let everything settle. Now start high. Ah. Good. Let's do it again. That was not easy. Ready? As you're gliding down, think of a slide or a roller coaster that accelerates as it goes down and then goes out in front of you. Start high. Ready? Ah. Let's get some water, then we'll do a couple more. We're thinking about our swallowing every time you eat or drink. Think about your swallowing. If you tend to have the saliva that accumulates in your mouth, let me just tell you that's normal, okay? Everybody has that. But the challenge with Parkinson's is that swallowing is an automatic behavior, and the automatic motor system is highly dependent on dopamine. That's why you may not be swallowing your saliva automatically. You might have to be more intentional about it. And the way that you do that, you become more aware of when it's accumulating so that you can swallow. Okay? All right. I know, not fun to talk about, but it is a real challenge, and you can make it better. Let's do another glide. Stop. Good. Let's take another sip of water and we'll do the counting with intent. I want you not only to speak and swallow with intent, but I want you to do everything with intent. We're moving on to the counting, okay? All right, connect the numbers. We don't want any chanting, so we don't want 1, 2. We also don't want you to take a breath for each one, so we don't want 1, 2, 3. No. We're going to lift and connect. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Connect them. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. Let's do it again. I'm going to scoot over a little bit. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. When we lift the voice, our larynx goes up. In order to swallow, the larynx has to go up too. This time, put your hands here, flat, okay, like these 2 fingers, flat, on the Adam's apple. Now, let's just count to 16, okay? Count to 16, we'll stop every 4. Lift the voice. Oh gosh, when I did lift, I could feel the larynx going up. See if you can feel it going up and down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what my larynx did, it went up and it stayed there as I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's actually a swallowing therapy where you try to swallow and you hold it with the larynx going up. So as you're doing the counting, that's another reason to connect them, because the larynx is going up and it's got to stay there while you say the other numbers. Let's start over to 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Did you feel the larynx go up, stay there? And then we took a break, it dropped back down. As you do the speak out exercises and you work with a speech pathologist, it is not unusual that you might see some real improvements in your swallowing. Let's take a sip of water and then we're going to move on to our reading. It is National Punctuation Day on the 24th. My sister sent this to me. Let me see. You know what? Let me go full screen. Think you can still hear me. Okay. So let's read this where the punctuation is. Okay. Here we go together. I'm giving up eating chocolate for a month. Sorry. Bad punctuation. I'm giving up eating chocolate for a month. Very good. Let's do it again. All right. Punctuation is so important. Let's read it again with more intent. Ready? I'm giving up eating chocolate for a month. Sorry, bad punctuation. I'm giving up eating chocolate for a month. I hope you're not giving up. All right. Here we go. Here are some facts about National Punctuation Day. Every word is flying over the tennis net, but the highlighted words are going all the way to the serving line, so use more intent for those. Here we go. National Punctuation Day is on September 24th. Again, National Punctuation Day is on September 24th. Next, every word with intent. It celebrates the importance of proper punctuation. These sentences are hard, and in order to get that highlighted word to the serving line, you really have to contract your breathing muscles. Don't think about that, though. Just think about the tennis net. Okay? Here we go. It celebrates the importance of proper punctuation. A common punctuation mistake is missing or too many commas. Read it again. We'll slow it down. A common punctuation mistake is missing or too many commas. Next, using excessive exclamation marks is another common mistake. Read it again. Using excessive exclamation marks is another common mistake. These are hard words. I'm really having to use a lot of intent. Let's read the next one. Another common mistake is unnecessary quotation marks and apostrophes. It's okay if you had to take a breath in there. Let's read it again a little slower. Another common mistake is unnecessary quotation marks and apostrophes. Next. In American English, the punctuation goes inside the quotation marks. All right, read it again. In American English, the punctuation goes inside the quotation marks. Next. The British punctuate outside of the quotation marks. Again, the British punctuate outside of the quotation marks. Let's take a sip of water. Now, you notice how it felt a little strange to exaggerate the word marks. It felt more natural to emphasize the word inside or outside. But whenever you practice, when you say it a way that doesn't feel natural, you're using more intent. So when you download this reading material, even though it feels awkward to exaggerate that last word, for example, on those sentences, do it anyway. You control your voice, not Parkinson's. We're going to move on to the cognitive exercise. I'm going to show you a sentence that has improper punctuation. I want you, while you speak with intent, to say what's missing or what needs to be done to the sentence. Here we go. Go ahead and say it with intent. What is wrong with this sentence? And speak with intent. Let's read this sentence together. Alan's dog, Charlie, likes going to singing rehearsal. Say it again and speak out more. Alan's dog, Charlie, likes going to singing rehearsal. Tell me what's wrong with this sentence. Let's read this one together. Louise is from Long Beach, California, and it's a long way from the Big Apple. Did you say every word with intent? Let's read it again. Louise is from Long Beach, California, and it's a long way from the Big Apple. Next. What's wrong with this sentence? Are you speaking with intent? Are you thinking about it? Let's read the sentence together. Paul likes Julie's carrot cake that she bakes from scratch. And Julie does bake carrot cake and German chocolate cake and strawberry cake, all from scratch. Julie is my assistant, by the way, if you don't know who Julie is. Now, how about this one? Look at the sentence and with intent, say what's wrong with it. Let's read the sentence together. Eleanor exercises on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but not on Tuesdays. Read it again. Eleanor exercises on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but not on Tuesdays. All right, take a sip of water with intent. Tomorrow is North Texas Giving Day, and thank you to everybody who has already gone online and made a donation. For Parkinson Voice Project, our fundraising, we have a holiday challenge this year. When we raise $1 million, one of our Loud Crowd families will contribute an additional $500,000. It doesn't matter if you make a donation on North Texas Giving Day, on our website, you donate stocks, you make a gift through your IRA charitable rollover, or through an envelope. In October, we will be doing a massive mailing, and we hope you will all make a donation. But this week, I've been sharing some tips with you about how to evaluate charities. Okay, so my first tip on Monday was whenever an organization asks you to make a donation, turn it around and ask them what percent of your board has donated to this campaign. So I can tell you that for our campaign to reach America, 100% of our board members have made a 5-year pledge, meaning they're making a donation each year for the next 5 years, every board member. The next tip, yesterday I shared with you a website, guidestar.org. Did any of you go and create an account? It's free, guidestar.org. You can look up the tax returns or the nonprofit, the 990. You can tell a lot about an organization that way. How many employees they have, how much money they raised, how much of the money they used, and you can also find out how many employees do they have that are making over $100,000. It's all there, it's public information. My tip for you today is to look at the charities that you're considering for your end of year giving and find out what percent of their money goes to their programs. So I'm going to show you a chart, and the way that nonprofits separate their expenses are programs, or for us it's patient care, programs, fundraising, and administrative cost. Those are the 3 categories. A nonprofit organization is considered efficient if at least 75% of their money is spent on programs. So I'm going to show you what our graph looks like. This is our graph from our last fiscal year, which runs July 1st through June 30th. I'm going to go full screen so you can see the bottom part. So you can see right here, last year, Parkinson Voice Project spent 86% of our budget on patient care programs. We spent 6% on fundraising, and we spent 7% on administrative cost. I will just tell you that that is exceptional. A lot of nonprofits are not like that. So my tip for you is to ask the charities and be very wary. This is a different tip of anybody asking you to make a donation over the phone. Don't give your credit card information. And the way to kind of get them off the phone is saying, could you tell me what percent of your budget is spent on programs? Everybody say that with intent. Could you tell me what percent of your budget is spent on programs? Again, say it again. Can you tell me? Can you tell me what percent of your budget is spent on programs? Usually the person on the phone will go, we don't have that information. Say, okay, well, I'm not interested. All right, everybody, you got your water. We're going to do Dr. Boone's words now. By the way, let me know if this is helpful. I don't know if this information on charities, if you already know this information. All right, we're going to say each one twice. We're going to exaggerate the G's, the K's, and the NG's. Here we go. Gu la gang ga ga in front of you. Gu la gang ga ga. Next one. Ku ka man gu ka. Ku ka man gu ka. Ready? Gangla, gangla, and the last one, kukla, kukla. Very good. Let's take a sip of water. It's time for the bonus reading. All right, here we go. I will tell you that this is challenging. These are long sentences. The bonus reading definitely is challenging. Everybody is really trying to get to the point where you have the strength and endurance to read for 3 to 5 minutes, where you can be totally focused, speaking out. Let's read this. We are going to read it slowly with intent. Here we go. Punctuation marks are the points or other small marks used in a text to help the reader interpret the exact meaning of the text. See, these are long. Let's do it again. Punctuation marks are the points or other small marks used in a text to help the reader interpret the exact meaning of the text. We're going to read that sentence again. When I have something challenging like this, I prefer that you repeat a few times, every time trying to say it with more intent. Okay, that would be better than trying to read through the whole thing once. Here we go, more intent. Punctuation marks are the points or other small marks used in a text to help the reader interpret the exact meaning of the text. In layman's language, punctuation marks are used to make the written text readable and understandable. When you said understandable, did the words go over the tennis net? Say that word. Understandable. Now I want you to say readable and understandable. Say it. Readable and understandable. Are you speaking out? Say it again. Readable and understandable. Let's read that sentence again. In layman's language, punctuation marks are used to make the written text readable and understandable. So do you see how I'm practicing? This is called deliberate practice, and this is how I would do it if you are working on this. Let's read through what we just did, and then we'll be done. Ready? Punctuation marks are the points or other small marks used in a text to help the reader interpret the exact meaning of the text. In layman's language, punctuation marks are used to make the written text readable and understandable. I hope that this information is helping you. You know, the way that we just practiced that is the same way that I used to prepare for a piano concert. I used to play the piano in high school, and I was in several competitions, and that's exactly how I would learn the music. I would do maybe 4 measures and do it over and over and over. Then I would move to the next part, maybe do 4 more, repeat it several times, then go back to the beginning and do all 8 measures. It's a really good way for you to practice, especially if conversation is a challenge for you. All right. Thank you for joining me today. I will be back tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.